And we are on. How's it going, everybody? It's another episode of Vent with Garrett. I'm your host, Garrett Mitchell. Let's get to it. Okay, so Russia, man. Russia and Ukraine. So Putin said something about this war. What did he say? Losing is not an option, as Putin is very desperate to avoid defeat in a lot of regions in Ukraine. Even with tensions rising in Moscow, world leaders are worried that Putin might use nuclear warfare. I mean, we've all seen how the Cold War started and ended. So really, I don't see why Putin wants to put his country in this situation again. See, from the start of the invasion, what Russia did to Ukraine was dirty. They infiltrated overnight with dozens of tanks and artillery vehicles. And, just sneaky shit, without them knowing. And at the start of the war, in November, I remember in an article where Vladimir Putin said in his words, Ukraine needs to be demilitarized, and denazified, which is fucked up, because he's saying that to President Zelensky, because Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky is Jewish, which is a total fuck up and hysterical thing to say on Putin's behalf, because I remember back in World War I, the Russian Empire gradually entered on the scene, allying with Austria, Hungary, which later down the years eventually was under the Nazi regime by Adolf Hitler. And even though Putin wasn't around, in World War I, he should still be, he shouldn't be saying lies and all, throwing shade on his own country about that shit, because if anything, he's the motherfucking Nazi. But just like him and Kim Jong-un, all these communist dictators, they shouldn't even be able to run their own countries, for real. Like, whoa, boy, I swear, man, I had to live, I would hate to live in those two countries, shit. I think in my mind, Putin's just another Hitler, for real, dude, because just like the Nazis in the 40s, or even Russia back in the early 1900s, they've always lacked mobilization and leadership. Cutthroat soldiers, thieves, murderers, rapists, prisoners from Russian wars, which was, it's what's fighting in this war. Just non-obedient men that fight for Putin. And it's what's making them lose this war, because Russia has drones, long-range missiles, and nukes, and any other strategic warfare that they could use on any other, just like any other country out here. Thing is, they just don't know how to mobilize and move as an infantry to keep pushing forward in this war. They just lack the leadership, lack obedience, so none of them listen. They're a bunch of killers for want to talk about it. Putin honestly should sit down and think about what he's doing to his people, because I don't see any good outcome for Russia at this end of all this. But hey, I give out props to all Ukrainians right now. With winter still looming and fighting still going on in this winter war, Ukrainians are still conserving their electricity, the little water that they do have, and to get through these harsh conditions. Both the cold and the war is two things that they have to fight, and I think they're relentless on it, and they're just some strong, united people, because even with the choice to leave Ukraine, a lot of Ukrainians actually, they showed a lot of Ukrainians leaving and stuff, but actually a lot of Ukrainians just stood tall to defend their country and their land and to take back what's theirs. And to me, I think that shows good resilience and just no fear. You know what I mean? Don't let nobody push you over, if it's a country or even a fucking person. Don't let nobody with it. I remember in the beginning of the war, again, back in November, Ukrainian citizens were saying that that they will die first before they let anyone come and take them out of their own country. So I'm telling you, man, there are so many world leaders that want to see Putin fall and hate that he's in power, but can't do nothing about it because of, communist states, dictatorships. It's like they go on for generations, just like the royal palace royalty. So most leaders that are in from back generations, they stay. So And now with this new recent report, this morning, Putin suddenly is replacing his commanding general in the war with Ukraine. Just another bizarre display, and it also shows another lack of leadership, which on Putin's behalf, which will probably lead into more failure and actually more loss with Russia. It's like the more they get pushed down, the more dumber or more desperate they get. I don't understand. I understand they don't want to lose this war. They should never start it from the jump. Now we got Ukrainians. I seen on the news this morning, got Ukrainians coming to the U.S., United States soil to train how to use nuclear weapons. So that's good. It's about 100 Ukrainians coming from Ukraine coming to the United States to, I believe, I can't remember what fort it was, but somewhere in Kentucky or something like that. They're coming there to train how to use advanced nuclear weaponry against Putin, because not just people in Putin's party, even his own people are saying it, but everyone around the world is saying it, that Putin might push the button and use nuclear warfare, not even caring if it even hurts anybody or any of his own civilians. So it's kind of fucked up. Just no care in the world, just selfish. So, he shouldn't lead nothing. Honestly, it's pretty crazy. I wouldn't want to live in those countries, like I said, like North Korea, Russia, Iran, stuff like, places like that, because in a sense, they say United States, we ain't free in a sense, but in a sense, though, if you think about it, we have freedom. We have freedom. We can do what we want, say what we want, talk what we want, talk about who we want, anything. So, yeah, I don't know, man. It's kind of crazy out here. The war's still going on in this shit. I wouldn't be surprised if this war kept going into the summer. It's my first time talking about this with Ukraine and Russia. I hate talking about it because it's kind of fucked up, and I don't see no turning point to this. So it's just like an everyday thing. That keeps coming. I feel bad for him, but it's just something I can't do nothing about. But stay strong, Ukrainians. Don't let Russia push you around. Don't let Putin push you around. Russia and Putin's regime, their time will come. So bet their regime will come. Their time will come in Russia. So just stay strong. What you guys are doing. Hey, I got props from me. Yellow and blue go all the way. Catch me on the next one, man. I'm gonna talk about something else. I don't even know yet, but you already know. Catch your boy at this next episode. This is another episode of Vent with Garrett, and we are out.